Hello, beautiful souls. Namaste. Today's channeled message and energy update is really special because I woke up this morning and I was thinking about what someone had asked me yesterday about the matrix. And when I was thinking, I realized, wow, okay, my left side of the brain, the linear thinking side of the brain is really firing, and it's like trying to understand this. But what about the right side of my brain? What about the intuitive, imaginative, creative side of the brain? That's the channeling side. So this message today is going to be some questions that I have, and then I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to channel the answers. And it's really magical. I don't know if you can hear all the birds. You might even, during this recording, you might even hear them flapping their wings as they're flying really close by, which makes me feel like, wow, this message is very, very special and so important for us to hear right now. So I'm going to first explain a little bit about channeling, because I'm sure many of you aren't sure what even that is. I channel, and the way that I experience it is that I like to close my eyes, as it helps me to close off from the outer world, my external environment, and connect with a greater energy and source that comes through from above and around and through us and deep within us. And I just allow these words to flow through me. And when that's happening, I notice that I'm not thinking. I'm not trying to analyze or understand or, really, I'm just not thinking about it. I'm just feeling it, more feelings, sensations, and I see the words coming at me, and also then the words just speak through me. And I, Natalie, don't know what word is coming next. So it's that I open myself up to higher dimensions, higher energies, higher frequencies, divine light, my guides, the angels, the beings of pure love and light, to source, to the oneness, to send messages to come through me so that we can all have deeper and greater understandings. And I've got some great questions here today. So let's begin this beautiful April energy update. So I've written my questions down. The first one is, what is the matrix? Oh, I love how nature responds and reacts. I've got goosebumps through my whole body as this beautiful wind and light is coming through to support this channeling message. Okay, so what is the matrix? I'm going to close my eyes and channel the answer. Hello, beautiful humans, beautiful lights on earth. The matrix is a word that is being created, part of the human mind, to help understand what is of the third dimension. In the third dimension, there are layers of the mind. One layer of the mind is the ego. The ego is programmed or created to help the humanness, the human part of the soul, to function in the third dimension on earth. From the age of the moment of conception, 0, to about 7.5 years old, this part of the mind is like a sponge, absorbing information so that the soul can function here on earth, so that the human part of the soul is learnt, and the ego part of the soul is able to warn if there is danger, and to make sure that you survive, and make sure that you can get things done and create and manifest here while being on earth. Now, a part of the mind has created the word matrix, and the understanding of the collective consciousness of the matrix is that it is a program, is that it is a way of being where you are controlled by powers or forces of a different collective consciousness. Many of the humans, the souls that are in a human body, are sleeping, have forgotten their true essence and light. They believe that they have one life, that they are here on earth to exist, to survive, to make sure that they make money and that they have a good job and wealth, and wake up in the morning, eat, work, go back home after work, eat, watch TV. There is something missing. The light inside of them has dimmed a little. There's a feeling of disconnect from something much brighter and lighter, and they feel that this is their only way to survive here on earth. This repetition, this state of third dimensional energy is a matrix. It is getting caught up in a state of survival, feeling a little bit lost from the truth of who or what you truly are. This matrix energy can sometimes be quite a low vibration, can leave you feeling lost or alone, or feeling like you don't have any of your own power, that you are being controlled by other forces or other people's beliefs. Not knowing that you are a powerful creator, that you tap in directly to Source, and that you can wake up at any time to your divine light, and that you can increase your frequency to that of your souls, and from that space create with all of your thoughts and feelings that you truly are powerful, and that nothing outside of you needs to control you. That is just one belief of a collective consciousness, believing that their power exists in others that control the planet. To wake up from the matrix is to realize that you are a divine light being, having a momentary experience here as a human on the third dimension. The matrix is a part of the mind, created in the mind. You are so much greater than that. Wake up to the light of your divine soul. Be empowered by connecting to your truth and your essence. Ask yourself what truly lights you up and brings you joy, and do more of that, because that is the true essence of your soul. So, I've got some more questions now. What is happening to souls who are lost? Souls who are lost on earth are experiencing a disconnect from Source. What happens is there is a massive pool of divine light. This is Source, Universe, God, the ultimate reality. the energy and light that every single soul comes from. This divine pool of light creates raindrops or sparks of light. And these sparks and raindrops are the individual souls that want to come and experience different realities, different dimensions, different states of beings. As that soul comes down, lowers its frequency, it is able to lower its frequency to such a state that it enters into the third dimension, coming to have an experience here on planet Earth. While the soul is on Earth, it is constantly connected to Source. It is being fed energy and light from Source always. What can happen is that this waterfall of divine light that is the essence of the soul. A waterfall of light is pouring down from above, down through the top of the head, through the crown, down through the center of the head, down through the central channel, through the spinal column, down into the earth. There is also energy always being fed from the earth, because the earth gives the negative polar force, which is the feminine energy, in an upwards movement from the soles of the feet up the central channel and sprouts out of the crown down the left and right side of the body, creating an electromagnetic pulse and force, which then creates reality and experience on the third dimension. But let's keep focusing on Source. So a waterfall of divine light is coming down from the universe, from Source, from God, whatever you like to call it, whatever vibrates with you, down through the crown, down the central channel, feeding energy and light through all the meridians and channels, through the being, through the body. This keeps a human in absolute vitality and light as a soul. A soul that becomes lost or disconnected becomes so absorbed in the matrix or absorbed in lower frequency parts of the mind, like the ego, more concerned about survival and making sure that they can survive. They start to function in a fight or flight state of the nervous system, where a lot of energy and chemical reactions are taking place in the kidneys, in the adrenal glands. Adrenaline starts to pump around the body, and the person starts to think, well, I need to survive here on earth. How can I survive? And somehow their energy becomes blocked and not enough energy from Source. Remember, the waterfall of Source is abundantly available to everyone, but somehow people get locked in lower frequency parts of the mind, and they get in a state of fear or worry or doubt, and they forget that there are souls connected to Source with an infinite abundance of light. And they start to think that the only way to survive here on Source, on Earth, which is not connected so much to Source, is by trying to absorb energy from other people and from objects and things here on the third dimension. When this all starts to happen, there becomes blocks in the energy center. So there could be blocks, for example, in the throat, where a person doesn't believe in themselves and doesn't know how to express themselves. And this could all happen because of something that happens in their childhood. Something when they're growing up. Maybe they have a parent that is abusive mentally, emotionally, physically, or stamps down their light, telling them that they need to get out and work at a young age, or whatever it is that happens to them. It creates blockages in the amount of energy that can flow through from Source. There is always a massive amount of energy that can flow through and is available to you always. However, these blockages then cause the amount of energy that comes from Source to come through more as like a treacle, like a little river of energy. And as that river of energy, it meanders. So instead of that massive amount of Source flowing down like a waterfall downwards through the central channel, it's now coming through as a treacle, and it's having to move around all the blockages. So it comes through slowly and less And a person is then living in a state of survival, living in a part of their mind which is based on fear and worry and anxiety or depression. There's a lot of emotions that become trapped and stuck inside the part of the body. And at this state, the person may start to cling to things in the third dimension, clinging to money, needing more money in order to feel good inside, needing to gain power and energy from other people. And at this stage, these people become power hungry because they aren't able to get their power and light directly from source, so they look outside of them in the third dimension. And they try to manipulate and control other people. They try to tell other people what to do, or try to control how other people think and feel, and gain that power and energy from them so that they can feel good inside of themselves. More money, more power, more objects, more things, more people listening to them, all feeds them that energy and light which would normally be fed directly from source, but is now being fed from the third dimension. And they get lost and they get stuck, and they somehow are disconnected, never fully, because there is always source available. And so they become lost, and they become attached to the third dimension, and they forget who they truly are. They forget what truly lights them up and what excites them from inside. They forget their true essence of a soul. And these lost beings need more love and light from you. And you can send them light by asking the universe to pour light on them, to help them to remember that they are a soul. Some wonderful insights coming through. So my next question is, oh, I love this one. Why are we on Earth? Earth is a divine experiment. Each soul that sparks or comes down from the oneness, from the universe, has experiences on many different levels of consciousness. There are many different planes of consciousness. And the mind exists on the third, fourth, and fifth layers of consciousness, helping the soul to interpret, understand, and function. The higher the soul increases in frequency and light, the less mind energy there is, until the soul completely moves into a frequency of divine love, which cannot be measured by scientists in the third dimension, because it is such a divine state of being. It is the essence of every single soul, and it is in the highest dimension. It is source. It is coming home to the oneness. It is the truth of being. And in that state of being, of pure divine love, there was a thought or an expression of wanting to experience itself, source wanting to experience itself in many different ways. And because of this thought or energetic expression, masculine and feminine polar energies, masculine being a positive current and feminine being a negative wave of current, was created. And that has created duality, creating many different dimensions and levels of existence of consciousness, meaning that a soul was created and able to experience and be on many different levels. So the soul created in this wonderful part of the mind created Earth, the third dimension. And Earth is a school. It is a place for the soul to experience through the senses, through sound, through touch and taste, through sight, through smell. And inside each human being, there is a great ability to wake up to the truth and remember that the human is a soul, that the soul comes from source, that the soul has infinite ability to connect and bring that divine light of source down into this third dimension and use this divine energy and light to create, to manifest, to create wonderful things and experiences. It is all a divine experiment to play and enjoy, to bring joy and life and laugh, to have freedom of will. Here on earth, the soul has free will. You are able to think and feel and believe, and whatever you are thinking, feeling, and believing is how you are vibrating. Those vibratory waves are being sent outwards, and the universe responds to them, giving the human, the soul, exactly what it needs, because that's what it's asking for. The vibration is what it's asking for. Everything is understood by source as vibration and energy. And so this is how life is being played out and being experienced, and humans are creating. It is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to create and to have free will and to choose love over fear, to choose joy and peace rather than to function on a lower frequency state of the ego and worry and survival and fight or flight mode of the nervous system. Rather to open up and to remember that you are a soul and that you have the choice to choose love, to come from a state and a place of peace within inside of you, to know that you've chosen to be here. You are your own experiment. You come from source. You've chosen to be here. And that in every moment you have choice. You have choice to choose how you want to feel, how you want to think about your reality, and how you want to respond to other people, to your environment. Do you choose to respond from a place of worry? Or do you choose to respond from a place of trusting and knowing who you truly are, connecting, staying connected to the light that you are, meditating, coming inside, doing things that truly support you as a soul here on earth? And when you choose to come from within, connecting to your soul, your nervous system is able to be in a beautiful state of parasympathetic, of rest and peace. And from that state, your mind is able to open and connect with your mind on higher levels of consciousness, meaning you are able to channel the wisdom and love and light of your soul while you are here on earth. And if each of you are able to do this, spend more time in the higher frequencies of your soul, bringing that energy here into the human plane of consciousness, you are able to shift the vibration of the earth, of the planet, and more golden light is able to enter into the planet. And as golden light enters, it flows and moves through a beautiful web of light and touches all the souls that are disconnected or feeling lost and helps them to awaken. And this is how the earth, which is vibrating in the third dimension, is able to increase its frequency and move into more of a fourth dimension. And how that will be played out and experienced will be that more people come from their heart center, meaning that they have more patience, love, compassion, and understanding of the self and others, meaning that they come from a place of love and not from a place of trying to gain more here in the third dimension, more of material objects. Yes, material objects is very much a part of the third dimension, and it's fun and wonderful to have these things, but have it without being attached or obsessed. Rather have it as an enjoyment and staying truly connected to the light and essence of the soul. This is why you are here. It is one great opportunity to bring more of the truth of source and light into a dimension of the senses. Okay, so I have one more question, and my question is, what energies are available to us in April? Because after all, this is an April energy update, and so I would like to know what energies are available to us here in April. April is a month like all other months where there is an infinite energy of peace, harmony, soul growth. This is always available to you. However, there are different themes that come through which is connected to astrology, the moon, the sun. The moon holds the feminine, the sun holds the masculine. There are also different collective consciousness currents that flow through. And so for each month, each energy update, we bring through what the collective consciousness energy is vibrating, which means that is the theme, that is what on the collective many souls are wanting to experience or learn or go through. So here in the month of April, there are strong waves of peace and harmony. Many, many souls in human form on earth right now are really wanting, and through their free will, creating waves of peace. You are conscious and you exist here on earth in the third dimension, and at the same time you exist on many higher levels, many other different planes, all the way up to God, consciousness, ultimate reality, source. There is a small percentage of your light that is constantly being poured down into your human body. All the rest of you exists on many different planes. And here in April, you have the ability to increase the light by meditating, by being in nature, by sitting in stillness and quiet, by choosing to be in the beingness, in the peace. You are connecting to the divine feminine currents, and you are opening yourself up to the levels and layers of yourself that is vibrating higher, on higher planes. And as you connect with that, you bring through waves of peace and harmony into your human self here on earth. And here, this month, there is so much opportunity for you to do this. So choose to be. Less of the doing. The doing is where you project your energy outside, where you are creating and manifesting and doing and getting things done here on earth. Driving, shopping, working, talking, socializing, all of the doing. It is wonderful, and you are here on earth to be doing. However, take more time within the next 3 weeks in April to choose being. Sit down on the grass and just stare at nature. Look into the space in between the objects. Connect more to the energy. Connect more to the space, the air, the elements that are all around you, rather than the objects, the third dimensional space and things. And as you connect more with energy, you connect more with light, you connect with the harmony and peace that is available to you this month. This is a wonderful time for you to connect deeper with your soul and bring more of the truth of your light into this dimension of beautiful planet Earth. So these are all my questions, and I just want to share a little bit of me with you. I'm Natalie, and there's a part of me that's my personality. I'm full of compassion and love and understanding. I'm a healer, and I work with thousands of people, and all across the world I do a lot of distant healing, and so I have a deep compassion and love for everyone. I really just want to help. I want to help people to feel connected to who they truly are. I want to help people to come out of a state of pain or discomfort or suffering, and to come back to the natural state of love and joy and connection. And yeah, so that's like a part of me, and the biggest part of me is my soul. I spend most of my days channeling and connecting to the highest frequency of light. Even as I say that, I hear frequency sounds change. The way that I channel is I see words, or as I have been doing today, it just comes through me, it speaks through me, which is my higher self, which is my guides and the angels. I work with the angels as well. And I've had this gift ever since I was born, the gift of remembering of who I truly am, of being a soul here on earth and being able to channel high frequency energy and light. And on my Instagram, Natalie Namaste _ sometimes people message me, and I go like this, I close my eyes and I channel very high frequency light. My whole body goes into goosebumps and tingles, and I just zap and send energy and light to those people, and they feel it. They immediately message me and they say, whoa, my whole body, I can feel that. So it's a very powerful gift, and I work on it daily. You know, I spend more of my time with the angels and energies of light than being here on earth. But I do truly love being on earth, and I've found a wonderful balance so that I can spend a lot of time channeling and being with the light, and also be here, be the Natalie part of me, to enjoy being with my husband and my dogs, and enjoy being in this beautiful country, Nicaragua, and being in nature and being with friends. And so there's a wonderful balance that we find. All souls that awaken, the moment you awaken and you realize you're a soul having a human experience, you're going to want to find that balance. So I'm here to support you. You're welcome to find me on Instagram, Natalie Namaste _ or you can connect through my website. I have loads of resources, a free webinar on how to manifest from within, like connecting to your soul. And you can find that through my Instagram bio. I have lots of resources on my website, lots of support tools and guidance, and on my YouTube as well. So my website is natalienamaste.com, and you've already found me on my YouTube, maybe if you're watching this video, Natalie Namaste. So thank you so much for joining me, for taking this time, and enjoy all these wonderful energies that are available to us in April. With so much love to you. Namaste.